So, famed barman Jeff Morgenthaler.
You know it. You fucking know it.
Tanqueray 10
Yes.
has often been called the ultimate martini gin.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't call it that. I think it's great in a martini. I think it's a counterpart to Tanqueray Lemon Dry, which I would say is more of a savory gin, and this is more of a, I don't want to use the S word, but you know what I'm saying? Like this is the gin you use with a twist, and Lemon Dry is the one that you use with an olive.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a great martini gin.
Lots of different ways to make martini. How would you work with Tanqueray 10?
The right way.
Which is?
We do, in our bars, we always do a 5-to-1
Okay.
Martini, which ends up being 2.5 ounces of gin and 1/2 ounce of vermouth, which we've found is like the sort of like the perfect dry martini recipe for folks. And that's who we're making drinks for, is folks.
Right.
You know?
So why 5? But what did you do a line of every ratio and different?
Oh yeah, we're super into mixology. We do big tastings of different, sort of panels of martinis. No, I'm just kidding. We just, after fucking 10 years of straw tasting, we found that that's the best thing.
And
ratio.
At 5-to-1.
Ratio.
At 5-to-1. What about that martini made you think that's our ratio?
Well, it's got the right amount of vermouth, and it lets the gin show through.
And in terms of vermouth choices, do you change if you're using Lillet, or you're using
Is that vermouth?
Is it Lillet?
I don't know.
If you're using Golly, if you're using whatever you have.
Do we change it?
I don't know what vermouth you're working with today.
I don't either. It's in a little soda bottle.
Okay, so when you don't even know your vermouth.
Dolan Dry.
Okay,
it's the
great.
best dry vermouth. Yeah.
So you're working with Dolan.
Yes.
Do you change that ratio at all? Does it matter?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Like, we just use Dolan because it's the best. Am I allowed to say that? Is there a brand? Is there like a Diageo brand?
No.
Okay.
I Dolan is the best.
Yeah, it's the best. So I don't know what sort of proportions I would use if I were using like
something else.
Le John or whatever.
Le John.
Your favorite.
So you've got your ratio. You've got 5-1.
Yes.
How are you making martini? Let's make a martini.
All right.
Walk me through it.
Enough small talk.
Enough small talk.
So we'll do 2.5 ounces of Tank 10. In our branded green Cocktail Kingdom jigger.
While you're doing this, it seems like, and I'm sure you're confronted with this behind the bar, that everybody wants to make everything a teeny. You get a lot of teeny, you just sort of add the teeny moniker to almost any flavor. I'll have an apple teeny, I'll have a...
No, we used to, but like these days, at least in Portland, it's a pretty educated group, so we don't get a lot of like teeny people, like the teeny people. Do you have that in New York? The teeny people? Yeah. I don't know. For the most part, I think our peeps kind of know what's going on with teenies.
Now, when somebody orders a martini, are you asking them gin and vodka at this point, or do you think that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we put in the Tanqueray 10, put in the Dolan.
Yes.
And now stir. Talk about, it can be intimidating to people. A spoon seems to have...
So what do you think is intimidating to people about martinis. Because I used to be totally intimidated by martinis, but I'm not anymore. So
I think people they shake is a very we shake things all the time.
Yeah.
Sort of a very it's moving around a bit.
Yeah.
I think there's a sense of more mistakes here in the stir that people like. When do you know it's done?
Well, I think the martini is like the drink that has the most sort of mythology to it. You know, it's the one that inspires the most kind of controversy.
Okay.
Is that the word?
Sure.
Yeah.
Debate, discussion.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like, you get these people that are super, like in a lot of minds, there's a right and a wrong way to make a martini.
Right.
But I mean, it's 2 ingredients, right? It's not that hard.
Right.
And so the shake versus stir thing, or the vodka versus gin thing is pretty, it's kind of a common thing to hear, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to make a martini. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm doing it the right way, but...
Well, let's talk about the way you do it. Because
Yeah.
we've been talking and you've been stirring for a while. So
Yeah, well, they have like really huge ice here, so you need to stir for a good, I would say, minute. Am I wrong? Yeah, a minute.
Now,
I mean, it's not even like freezing cold yet.
you're obviously used to working with a variety of different ices. Somebody at home with whatever's coming out of their fridge or whatever's coming out of an ice tray.
Yes,
How do they know when that's done?
when it's cold.
Okay. Really? Is that? I mean, no, seriously. Is that,
No, I mean, like literally, like when it's cold enough, like take a straw and put it in here and put your finger over the top. If you don't have straws at home, you know what you can do at home? Take a digital thermometer. If you're a person that cooks at home a
Right.
lot, like I do, you have a digital thermometer for meat and stuff like that. Put the digital thermometer in there, and when it hits like, sort of 30, high 20s,
Uh-huh.
you're done.
really? It doesn't really matter what ice you've got. It doesn't really matter necessarily how long you're stirring.
No,
it really comes
no.
down to getting that cold.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use, and there's a lot of mythology around ice these days. Certain bartenders will tell you that certain types of ice are better than others. As far as science is concerned, it really doesn't matter at all. You want the drink to be cold, and you want some dilution because liquor straight out of the bottle is very strong, and you want your drink to be a little weaker.
Right.
And that's it. I mean, it's really easy.
So what
If bartending were hard, I wouldn't be doing it. And then we use this kind of strainer because it doesn't have, so I just used, for that last drink I made, I used this kind of strainer. And since I made those drinks with mint in them, like this strainer, wherever it is, I'm like totally messing up your bar, I'm sorry. Has little bits of mint and lime peel and shit in it, but this doesn't. I can just rinse it off, and so we know that, like, so what we're trying to achieve with this drink is we want it to be really cold, really clear, really pure. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
No, look at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
No, look at it. Look at it. Peeler and lemon.
So that was going to be my next question. So, a lot of people, you've got this very pure, clear martini. What then do you put in?
Well, like I was saying earlier, I think that London Dry is like the savory gin, and this would be more of the sort of fruity gin. So I'm going to use lemon twist on this. I like an olive in a London Dry martini, and I'm just gonna. So I just peeled, right, and I'm gonna squeeze. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice lemon there.
Yeah, pretty good. And then I'll just, I mean, done.
Yeah.
It's really not hard. And that's how we do it at my bar. When we make you a martini, we take a sip ourselves and then serve it to you.
Well, cool. Well, again, there was, something, we tend to make things much more complicated than it needs to be, and here we are, two ingredients,
Right.
in the right proportion,
Right?
made cold with ice, with
Right.
dilution,
Make cold.
poured out, and
Make cold. Those are the directions. Pour this, make cold.
Okay.
Done. Yeah,
And
it's
you
not
do-
that hard.
You do that enough, and there we go.
And there we go. Yeah.
Great. Well,
All right.
terrific. Well, thank you for demystifying the martini and showing us a Take 10 martini.
All right.
Great.
Yeah.